This is what happens when interviewers push celebrities too far. Some stars walk out, others fire back with words that make headlines for years.
No, because you're a piece of All right, really, we're gonna wrap up this interview. Thank you for coming in.
A comedy legend ripped out her earpiece and stormed off set.
Sorry.
Are we serious?
And one of Hollywood's biggest actors stood up mid-interview and left without saying a word.
Bye. I'm sorry. It's okay.
These moments remind us that even the most famous people in the world have limits. And when those limits get crossed, things get ugly fast. Mike Tyson was in Toronto promoting his one-man stage show in 2014. The interview on CP24 News started off fine. Tyson seemed relaxed, happy to talk about his career and his new project. Then host Nathan Downer brought up Tyson's past. He mentioned that a local politician had Tyson's support, but some people had concerns. Then he said something that nobody was prepared to hear.
Now, some of your critics would say, there's a race for mayor. We know you're a convicted. This could hurt his campaign. How would you respond to that?
Hey, I don't know who said that. You're the only one I heard say that. You know what I mean? And I don't have no comment to that, because it's negative and you're being negative. And I met the mayor, right, and nothing they can do about it.
We actually had a really good time.
Tyson's face changed instantly. The friendly mood vanished. What came next was one of the most explosive moments in live TV history. Tyson unleashed a string of curse words that left the host scrambling. When the interviewer reminded him they were on live television, Tyson made it clear he didn't care.
We talked about George Chavallo, who's a legend in your city, great man with whom Mike spent quite a bit of time yesterday talking about his life, highs and lows.
It's so interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of
Hey,
with that
come
comment.
on.
No, that was a piece of you. That was a piece of
we're doing live TV.
Man, I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
All right, you got a show that you're doing tonight.
We are.
A lot of people
are. Where it comes
there.
raw and it's the real truth.
Yeah, a lot of
it's
people
the
are going
truth.
to be there to see your show. Just tell us a bit about it.
It speaks for itself. Everyone saw the show.
All right, it's a Broadway production. It went to Vegas. It went to actually 28 cities in the United States. And we're really, really proud to bring it here. And we're actually going to Monaco on October 9th. We're going to be in Monte Carlo.
Right. Is it nerve-wracking for you to do something like this, or is it more nervous for you to box? How does it compare?
I don't know. It's more nerve-wracking for me to hear us talking to a rap piece of like you.
Come on, Mike.
No, because you're a piece of
All right.
Really,
we're gonna wrap up this interview. Thank you for coming in.
The clip went everywhere. Millions watched Tyson lose his cool in real time. The host later apologized on social media for offending Tyson, but Tyson never said sorry for any of it. And Tyson wasn't the only celebrity who refused to let disrespect slide. Joan Rivers had her own explosive moment that same year. Joan appeared on CNN in July 2014 to promote her book Diary of a Mad Diva. The interview with anchor Frederica Whitfield started okay. They talked about Joan's long career in comedy and her role on Fashion Police.
In all these, I guess forays, it's been, very, very good to you. And you've got best-selling books. You sell out on stage, even with your fashion critiquing. While it's very mean in some ways, people can't wait to hear what you have to say. Really? It's not mean?
It's not mean. I tell the truth. I'm sure I say the same things that all your viewers say to their friends sitting next to them on the couch. We're one of the few shows that says, that's an ugly dress. And that's okay. These ladies make $28 million a picture. You really think that Nicki Minaj cares? I didn't like her dress. When you're in that kind of a bracket, you don't really care.
Yeah, you're not really worried about feelings being hurt.
Well, not when it's about dresses. It's not about them. It's about clothing.
Then the tone shifted. Whitfield accused Joan of being mean in her humor. Joan tried to explain that her jokes were about clothes, not personal attacks, but Whitfield kept pushing. Then she brought up the fur coat on Joan's book cover and called it offensive to animals.
Okay, well, what about when it is about something, that really does seem off limits to a lot of people? I mean, even in your book, you kind of joke about the death of Casey Anthony's baby, Princess Diana surviving so many landmines and who she dated. I mean, do you feel like there are boundaries ever, even if it makes people uncomfortable or offend people, or what?
Life is very tough, and if you can make a joke to make something easier and funny, do it. Done. Do it. That's all. Darlene, I don't know what your life has been like, but I have a lot of people who have gone through hell. And if you can make, Winston Churchill said, if you make someone laugh, you give them a little vacation. And maybe you take the worst thing in the world and make it funny. It's a vacation for a minute from horror.
Yeah, and people love to laugh. I mean, clearly that's why people love you. But they also know that you have some shock value to you. I mean, on the cover of your book, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Joan pointed out the hypocrisy right away. She asked about leather shoes and eating meat. But Whitfield didn't back down. Neither did Joan.
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yeah,
shut up.
I'm talking.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
I'm not an activist, but I'm saying
you're eating chicken.
Yeah.
You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Come to me with a paper belt, and I'll talk to you.
Finally, Joan had enough. She ripped out her earpiece, called the whole interview negative, and stormed off the set. Whitfield sat there stunned, asking if it was a joke.
But you did hear it in some of those press conferences. There were people who were upset, and you're just saying,
no, I'm going. I really am going, because all you have done is negative.
No.
All you have done is negative. I haven't heard I make people laugh for 50 years. I am put on earth to make people laugh. My book is funny. I wear fur that was killed 15 years ago. I work for animal rights. Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
Are we serious? Oh boy, yeah, she was serious, and I thought she was joking the whole time.
Joan later said she had no regrets. She'd spent 50 years in comedy and wasn't going to sit through what she called a very nasty interview. But not every walkout comes with yelling. Sometimes the exit is quiet. And somehow, that makes it hit even harder. Robert Downey Jr. was doing press for Avengers, Age of Ultron in 2015. The interview with Channel 4's Krishnan Gurumurthy was supposed to be a quick promotional chat. It started that way. They talked about the film, about Iron Man, about Marvel. Then Gurumurthy shifted gears. He started bringing up old quotes about RDJ's time in prison, his drug use, his troubled past, his relationship with his father.
I suppose so.
Better man.
Yeah, he's becoming a better guy.
In a way that you are as well.
Sure.
I mean, what I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times, and I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But what you said to the New York Times once was, it was after your incarceration, and you said you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. And I just wondered what you meant by that.
Well, the funny thing is, and I appreciate your point of view, things that you said 5-7 years ago or things you said in an interview that made sense to you at the time, I could pick that apart for 2 hours and be no closer to the truth than I'd be giving you some half-assed answer right now. I couldn't even really tell you what a liberal is. So therein lies the answer to your question.
The statement sort of stands by itself, doesn't it? I mean, does that mean you're not a liberal, or that you came out of prison not being a liberal?
Are we promoting a movie? To me, the thing is that I'm certainly not going to backpedal on anything I've said, but I wouldn't say I'm a Republican or a liberal or a Democrat. I think when I was talking to the person who was doing the interview that day, and that just happened to be my opinion. That's the nice thing, is you can have opinions and they kind of change and flow.
Yeah, well, that's life, and that's growing older, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you say we're promoting an interview. I mean, promoting the movie. I mean, obviously you're doing a promotional round of interviews, and that's why we're talking about the movie. But we also want to talk a little bit about you. And I don't know how comfortable you are.
Downey's smile faded. His answers got shorter. He tried to steer things back to the movie, but the interviewer kept digging into personal territory that had nothing to do with the Avengers.
Talking about yourself at the moment.
You have as much time as anyone else will.
Yeah, well, okay, well then let me just ask you a few more questions, and you can answer them if you want to and not if you don't want to. I mean,
so only got this much left anyway.
Well, I think we've got 3 more minutes on on our agreement.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
You, the reason I'm asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in, the dark periods you went through and taking drugs and drinking and all of that.
Finally, RDJ had enough. He questioned what they were even doing anymore. He made a comment about the interview getting too serious. Then he stood up, took off his mic, and walked out.
And I just wondered whether, you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something...
I'm sorry, I really don't... what are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay, that's okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
I'm sorry.
Take your mic.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
You seem okay. It's just getting a little dinosaur in your...
No, look, I don't want to do that.
Thank you.
The interviewer sat there as Iron Man literally left the building. And Guru Murthy had been down this road before. 2 years earlier, he'd had an even more heated clash with another Hollywood legend. Quentin Tarantino was promoting Django Unchained in 2013 when Guru Murthy started asking about movie violence, specifically whether violent films cause real-world violence. Tarantino had answered this question 1,000 times over 20 years. He was tired of it. He made it clear he wasn't going to engage with the topic anymore.
And I'm saying I refuse.
Okay, well, no, I was just asking you why. That's fine. But you see, Jamie Foxx has said we can't turn our back and say that violence in films
Well,
or
then you should
anything
talk
that
to
we
Jamie
do
Foxx.
doesn't have a
Then
sort
you
of
should talk to
influence.
Jamie Foxx about that. And I think he's actually here, so you can.
I'd love to, but I mean, it's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
And I don't want to.
Well,
Because I'm here to sell my movie. This is a commercial for the movie, make no mistake.
You
And
interviews.
Yeah.
So you don't want to talk about anything serious?
I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the implications of violence. I haven't wanted, because the reason I don't want to talk about it is I've said everything I have to say about it. If anyone cares what I have to say about it, they can Google me and they can look for 20 years what I have to say about it. I haven't changed my opinion one iota.
No, but you haven't fleshed it out. That's the only reason.
It's not my job to flesh it out.
But the interviewer didn't stop. Tarantino's temper boiled over. He told the interviewer he wasn't his slave, and the interviewer wasn't his master. He said it was none of his business what Tarantino thought about the link between movies and violence. His voice was rising. His eyes were locked on the interviewer.
No, it's my job to try and ask you to.
And I'm shutting your butt down.
And that's entirely your
This is
your
a commercial
right.
from my movie.
No, I know, but it's my job to try and explore some serious themes as well. I'm sure.
I invite you to explore some serious things, but not things that I have already been on the record for talking about.
Well, violence is such a big part of all of your movies, and it's an enjoyable part of your movies for so many people, and that's why I'm talking about this, because it's a very sensitive time at the moment. I mean, the Vice President is talking to people in the movie industry today about violence in response to
and you know where I stand on it.
Which is that there's no relationship. And
yes.
But you haven't said why you think there's no relationship.
It's none of your damn business what I think about that.
Well, it's my job to ask you why you think that.
And I'm
you're very
saying
influential.
no. And I'm shutting you down.
But you have a responsibility as a filmmaker, surely, to explain a little bit about
No,
what
I
you're
don't
doing.
have any responsibility to you to explain anything I don't want to.
Well, not to me, but to your viewers, to your fans, to people who
They know
care about what it is that you're doing.
They know where I'm coming from. And I have explained it. And I have explained even what you're talking about. I'm just not giving it to you.
Why?
Because I don't want to, because I've done it already. I have explained this many times in the last 20 years. I just refuse to repeat myself over and over again because you want me to.
Tarantino made sure everyone knew he was done entertaining that line of questions.
For you and your show
You're
and your ratings.
Okay, well, no, it's not about our ratings.
No, it is. It is about you want me to say it for you. For your show, this show, right here, right now.
Well, look, this is a news program. It's not a film program, so we explore serious themes. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But you want me to do what I've already done before, and I am refusing.
Fine, that's your right. Let me also ask you, you said in a Playboy interview recently that you thought movie directors didn't get better as they get older. Are you getting better as you get older or worse?
Well, I think they don't get better when they get old. I think I'm still in the sweet spot. Well, I hope. that's up to everyone to decide. Am I?
I enjoy your movies. You probably wouldn't believe that, but yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering what you think is sort of is left. I mean, you've done 7 big movies.
Yeah, I'll let me answer your question about that. I mean, I just feel, I feel like filmmaking. Directors are like boxers. They have their time. Hopefully, I'm on the right side of my time. All right, but at a certain point, a boxer loses it.
And it's all about knowing when to retire.
It's all about knowing when to hang up the gloves, or in my case, I guess the megaphone.
Quentin Tarantino, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The clip made headlines everywhere. Tarantino became known for refusing to play the game when interviewers crossed his lines. Sometimes the disrespect is more subtle, but it can sting just as much. Paris Hilton invited ABC News reporter Dan Harris into her Los Angeles home in July 2011. She was promoting her reality show The World, according to Paris, and wanted to talk about her business ventures and her 15 years in entertainment. The interview started fine. They covered a recent stalker incident, her career, her plans for the future. Then Harris changed direction.
To have this individual repeatedly harassing you, how unsettling is that?
It's very unsettling because you don't know what frame of mind someone is like that, who now 4 times has tried to get in contact with me, and he keeps getting in trouble for it, yet he keeps coming back. So obviously there's something wrong with him. Definitely, I think it's a character that I developed for The Simple Life. They wanted someone who is an airhead and kind of had the baby voice, so that's a character that I had to do and continue to do for 5 seasons. So sometimes when I'm on camera, I'll revert back to it a little bit, just because I'm so used to it, because I did it for so long.
He asked if Paris felt overshadowed by Kim Kardashian. Paris kept her cool and said no, but Harris pushed harder. He asked if she worried about her moment having passed.
Do you worry at times that the people who have followed in your footsteps, like Kim Kardashian, are overshadowing you?
No, not at all.
There's been some talk about the ratings in the show being low. Has that upset you?
No.
Paris froze. She glanced off camera toward her publicist. The question basically called her a has-been to her face on national television. Then she stood up and walked out of the room without a word.
Well, I don't want all this being used.
Her mic was still on. You could hear her telling her team she didn't want any of this being used. After a tense discussion off camera, Paris came back to finish the interview. She talked about reinventing herself and staying in the game. But the real moment everyone remembers is when she got up and left.
Replica of my house, and then inside is like moldings and furniture and a chandelier and lighting and heat and air conditioning.
And even sent me off with a hug.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And Paris wasn't the only one who refused to let interviewers trash talk her career. Rihanna was in Sydney in April 2012 promoting her debut film Battleship. She appeared on the morning show Sunrise with host Natalie Barr, ready to talk about her move from music to acting. The conversation started well. Rihanna discussed balancing her career, her excitement about future film roles, and even the idea of playing Whitney Houston in a biopic someday.
Rihanna, welcome to Sunrise.
Hello, thank you.
Now you've been sick all day. How are you feeling?
I'm a little better. I'm just a little achy, but a lot better from last night. Like last night, I literally could not walk. I just went straight to bed.
Diva, singer, extraordinaire. Why did you want to pursue movies?
It seemed like another creative outlet that I could excel in. I didn't know for sure, but I wanted to try it. And after my first experience with Battleship and working with Peter Berg, I'm spoiled now. Like I wanted to do more films for sure.
Justin Timberlake did the same sort of thing, moved to movies, and now I suppose we know him more as an actor. Would you like to do that one day? Would you like us to see you more of an actor?
I don't see why I can't do both. If I love both, then I'll do great at both. And I love music, and after my first experience with movies, I had such a great time that I can't wait to do more.
Then Barr switched topics. She brought up rumors about Rihanna's love life, links to Ashton Kutcher, her ex Chris Brown being in Australia at the same time. Rihanna's face changed. She made it clear she found these questions frustrating. When Barr tried to justify them by saying the public was interested, Rihanna pointed out that people are interested in a lot of things that don't matter. Then she stood up and walked out. Interview over.
Recently about how difficult it is finding love in general in your position, such a big star. How frustrating is it when you're linked to another Hollywood star And even if you've barely met them.
Very frustrating. Almost as frustrating as being asked about it.
Yeah, you don't like going there.
I mean, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, people are interested in you. You're a big star.
They are, and they're interested in a lot of things. A lot of things that don't matter or shouldn't.
Media guidelines for the press tour had banned personal questions. Barr crossed the line anyway, and Rihanna made sure everyone knew it. Taylor Swift handled a similar situation differently. She didn't walk out. She pushed back with patience until patience ran out. In September 2009, just days after Kanye West interrupted her acceptance speech at the VMAs, 19-year-old Taylor appeared on a radio show called Mojo in the Morning. She wanted to talk about her music and thank her fans. Host MJ Kelly had other plans. He wanted to talk about the Kanye incident. Taylor tried to deflect. She said she didn't want to make it a bigger deal than it already was. She asked if they could move on, but MJ kept asking, was it scripted? Was the apology real? What was Kanye thinking? Taylor stayed calm, but firm. She asked 3 times to change the subject. She was polite about it, but she wasn't backing down. Finally, Taylor's publicist stepped in and told them to move past the question. Taylor stepped away from the phone. The interview was essentially over. The clip resurfaced years later, praised for how Taylor handled the pressure, respectful but firm. A 19-year-old refusing to be pushed around by a host who wouldn't take no for an answer. LeBron James took a different approach. He answered the same question over and over until he couldn't take it anymore. It was May 2018, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost to the Golden State Warriors in overtime after teammate J.R. Smith grabbed a rebound and dribbled out the clock, thinking they were ahead. LeBron had just scored 51 points in a losing effort. He showed up to the press conference exhausted and frustrated.
Last 2 questions. Michael in the back, and then Mark.
LeBron, Michael Lee with Yahoo Sports. Would you say that this is probably the most frustrated or disappointed you've been coming off a finals game, knowing that you were right there and you had many opportunities to end? Is this probably more frustrating you ever been after a loss?
Because it's right now, I would say, yeah. I mean, I always live in the present. I don't know how frustrated I was after a loss in the past. I think we played as well as tonight. We played as well as we've played all postseason.
ESPN reporter Mark Schwartz started asking about Smith's mindset during the play. LeBron said he didn't know. Schwartz asked again, and again, and again, 5 times in different ways.
And we gave ourselves a chance, possession after possession after possession, and there was just some plays that was kind of taken away from us. Simple as that.
Mark, last question.
LeBron, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. From listening to everybody's reaction to the play at the end with JR getting the rebound, there's still confusion about whether JR thought the game was tied or whether he thought you guys were ahead. From where you stood on the court and from talking to him after the play, what's your reaction to it? What's your version?
LeBron kept saying he didn't know what JR was thinking. He couldn't read his teammate's mind, but the reporter wouldn't let it go. Finally, LeBron had enough. He stood up, put on his sunglasses, grabbed his bag, and told the reporters to be better tomorrow. Then he walked out. The moment went viral. Fans praised LeBron for keeping his cool under ridiculous pressure. The reporter got dragged online for asking the same question 5 different ways. Sometimes celebrities don't just walk out, they fight back for someone else. Cameron Diaz was on an Australian radio show in July 2014 promoting her comedy Adult Tape with co-star Jason Segel. The hosts were Kyle Sandilands and Jackie Henderson. Things started light. They talked about the movie, filming challenges, and Cameron's niece Chloe. Then Kyle brought up Cameron's close friend Drew Barrymore, who had recently given birth. Kyle made a joke about hoping the baby wouldn't go through Drew's drug years. He called them great to watch, but not so great to live through. Cameron's whole energy shifted. She fired back immediately, asking Kyle if he'd ever been through a drug phase or dealt with alcoholism. She congratulated him sarcastically for always doing things right. Kyle tried to change the subject to Cameron's new relationship, but Cameron was done. She said goodbye and hung up. Interview over. Fans praised Cameron for defending her friend. Kyle got called out for his insensitivity. Drew Barrymore later supported Cameron publicly. Some lines you just don't cross. And when interviewers forget that, celebrities remind them. Gordon Ramsay appeared on Australia's Today Show in June 2008 to talk about his restaurant empire. The interview with hosts Lisa Wilkinson and Carl Stefanovich started light, touching on his famous temper and colorful language in the kitchen.
Nice to have you in our country. Gee, you cause a stir out there, literally.
Yeah, I didn't mean it, actually. Unfortunately, it's not me, it's unfortunately the Muppets I've got to work with. So we do have good days where things run to total perfection, but throw a donkey in the mix and, yeah, you're in the shit.
Have you read the papers? Sorry, Gordon, have you read the papers this morning?
Ship. I got ship out of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Sugar.
Okay.
Sugar.
You haven't even been here 24 hours, but you're featuring very large. I don't know if you're aware there's an inquiry going on at the moment into swearing on television, something that they're saying has been prompted by you, and they're suggesting a parental lockout on particular shows, and yours is one of the shows that they're suggesting.
God, that must be catastrophic, no?
Then Wilkinson brought up tabloid rumors. She mentioned reports that Ramsay had been to the States and came back looking refreshed. She asked if he'd gotten Botox.
And you turn over. No? Isn't that easier?
Can I just clear something up? There was a report here a couple of weeks ago saying that you'd been in the States and that you'd come back looking refreshed. Apparently you were looking quite a bit younger. They were saying that you'd had Botox. Has the US affected you like that?
Yeah, now, you're a smart girl, right? I saw you first thing this morning. Honestly, I got my 6 o'clock rise, straight up. Now, do you actually think I've had Botox? Do you think I need my money back? I mean, are you stupid?
Ramsay denied it and questioned whether she actually believed that. The conversation moved on, but at the end of the interview, Stefanovich brought it up again, asking Wilkinson on air if it looked like Ramsay had work done. Ramsay laughed it off at first, but he'd had enough. He told them to stop messing around, stood up, and walked off camera while the segment was still going.
You look so fit and healthy. For a man who lives his life tasting food, how do you keep so fit and healthy?
Yeah, it's called a marathon.
Welcome to Australia. It's good to have you here. You are, if nothing else, not boring, my friend. You're an interesting man, and a lot of people love you. A lot of people hate you, but you are not boring, and that's a good thing. We wish you all the best for your stay here.
Thank you so much.
Does he look like he's had Botox, Lisa?
Botox. Around.
He looks very fit and healthy. I don't know which way he's going to take that. He's gone.
Sold off.
The host looked surprised, but the moment was classic Ramsay. Blunt, unfiltered, and unwilling to entertain questions he found stupid. Celebrities spend most of their time giving polished, rehearsed answers. They smile through awkward questions. They stay on message. But when interviewers get too personal, too rude, or too careless, something breaks. And that's when we see the human underneath the fame. If you want to see more moments like these, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video.